And welcome to the No Assembly Required podcast, a podcast where we talk about nothing, and where Audrey Ember has abandoned her post. So now, for your two remaining hosts, we have, apparently, someone auditioning to be my new Padawan, RedRomina. And your second host, the Dark Lord of the Interwebs, Roberto Blake. Welcome to the No Assembly Required podcast, filmed in front of a live YouTube audience. We promise not to hurt or harm any audience members in the filming of this podcast, but we cannot promise that we will not hurt their feelings. Use your aggressive feelings. And now let us begin the show. Hey, how's it going, Romina?
I'm good. I got myself some ice cream. So I've actually been eating the Jenny's ice cream.
I've heard nothing but good things.
Which is pretty delicious. I am fortunate enough to have a mother who always goes overboard with everything. So I currently have two flavors. I have salted caramel and an almond butter brittle concoction.
Damn it, which Romina, is the one that I'm you're gonna make me fat. I've been working out. Damn it.
It's good. You should really get it. And you know what? They're small, Roberto. They're small. In a week, they'll be gone. It'll be gone.
You're gonna make me fat, Romina.
But talking about the whole Padawan thing.
Yeah, that's where I'm making fun of you because of the your hair situation.
So the thing is that I was watching Deep Space Nine, and I was just sitting here, and then I just started braiding my hair because I had like a little piece of hair that was hanging out on the side. So I started braiding my hair, and then so whatever. I have a braid in my hair now, but then I went to go shower, and the thing doesn't come out now. I can't get the thing out. I've got this braid in my hair, and I don't know how to get rid of it now. Oh, no.
I know how we get rid of it. This is how we get rid of it.
Roberto, you pulled that thing out.
Dub the I do. Jedi Knight of the Order.
That thing has made an appearance. Like, how many times in the past, 2 weeks?
I don't know.
All right, for those of you who are just listening in, if you can't tell, Roberto is waving around a lightsaber right now. So Roberto...
My red one is on order. My red one's on order.
On order?
Yeah, I had to order it.
Where are you getting it from?
Amazon. It's also the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. I could buy it local if I wasn't worried about going into the mall. I mean, I can go into the mall during normal people hours because everyone will be at work. So theoretically, I could pick one up from the Think Geek shop in the mall, but I can also just order it from Think Geek on Amazon and 2-day shipping. So
I'm surprised that Think Geek is still a thing.
It's doing very well. There's a mass market of online internet dorks with piles of disposable income.
I guess that's always a good thing.
It's been working out for me so far.
Let me ask you, how much does it cost on Amazon lightsaber? Do you have a specific brand that you go to?
I get the official Star Wars ones, and it's about maybe $100. So for a piece of memorabilia, and it's actually pretty durable. I banged it up a little bit. Interestingly though, if you want to buy combat ready sabers, I would recommend Ultra Sabers. I've gotten combat ready props from them before, and they're amazing. And I would argue that they're more practical if you really want to go at it. These are just things to show off around the house and to play with a little bit and not to go. But if you literally want to fight to the death and do a Star Wars fan film, get Ultra Sabers.
How does it differ as far as the price point?
It depends, because with Ultra Sabers, you can get them fully customized. That's the thing. You can get them fully customized. You can pick the hilt, the handle. You could get a carabiner. You can get you can choose your colors. You can do everything. And so the price is up to you. They also have grab bags. They can be pretty affordable. The main thing is the shipping. So, you know.
That's pretty cool. So I've actually never had a lightsaber before.
Oh, I highly recommend it.
Roberto, I'm trying to have less things in my life.
Yeah, no, you're doing the whole minimalism thing. I'm doing
the whole Sith Lord thing.
Well, this whole Sith Lord thing, yes, but also like I spend money on experiences, but with COVID, I can't for the most part. So I have still saved an absurd amount of money because travel was one of my largest budgets in my business. So I use that instead to outsource more and to bring people onto Team Roberto and to put money into, a few more cheap, not cheap, time saving softwares and services and things like that. But then if I'm going to spend money on myself, because I still give myself a big boy allowance of $150 a week, well, I get to spend that on my hobbies. I can do what I want. And since I can't go and eat out and I can't go to movies and I can't go have experiences and I can't go on vacation, I might as well buy nerd shit.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
So because we don't have Audrey here tonight, I actually thought
she's busy being an adult.
She's busy being responsible.
I said adult.
Because
I
she's
guess
not
those
here
aren't the same
tonight.
thing anymore, are they?
No, they're not. Yeah, that's why I was very precise in my wording.
Oh, we love precise.
Although Audrey is very good at adulting, I will grant her that.
She's fantastic at adulting.
She's a lot better than I ever was.
I was going to say the same thing. You and I are a lot alike.
But that's because she's got us, Roberto. If she didn't have us, where would she be?
She has proper mentors.
We're taking all of her credit away. So because she isn't
proper
here,
Padawan, she is.
Because she isn't here.
That's my Yoda voice.
I thought that it would be fun to ask you some questions, Roberto. Now,
yeah.
I know that you got a list of questions to ask as well.
I'll probably throw them out the window.
But I went with Twitter and decided to just ask people to give me some questions. So I have some random questions, and maybe this could spark some kind of conversation, and we can get to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah, we know each other pretty well. We went camping.
Yeah, Roberto, is that a straw? It looks like a candy cane.
Yeah, it's a straw. It's like a hard straw. It's not disposable. You reuse it.
It looks like a candy cane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does it taste like a candy cane?
No, I wish it did.
That's too bad. All right, so let's see. There's
But these straws don't kill turtles.
That's true. I wonder if that's why it's green. It's actually green colored for those of you who are listening. All right, so I'm going to jump into some questions here. All right, so I'm going to start off with Metal's question because I think it's pretty good. Have you heard of the Notify team? Do you know about the Notify?
So Notify is, as far as I know, it's a massive productivity app. If I'm not no, that's Notion. So Notify team. Wait, Notify team? Are they talking about Notify team from Twitter?
Yeah, Notify team from Twitter. Notify team is an app which
is supposed to, I think, circumvent
aggregate. Yeah.
Yeah, aggregate alerts from distribution for stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm supportive of them. I don't take any risk with my main YouTube channel with third-party apps that aren't YouTube certified, but I haven't heard anything bad from anyone using them. And I believe that Honor the Call is a content creator that's also behind Team Notify or Notify Team, and I've had good conversations with him. I like what they're doing, and I like stuff by creators for creators. I just don't take chances with my main account with anything aside from TubeBuddy, Morning Fame, and vidIQ because they're all YouTube certified, and because I personally have met the founders and the teams in person. I don't use third-party apps for a lot of stuff because I not less a matter of not trusting them, but not trusting the stability of the platform itself.
Right. I'm in the same boat with that.
Yeah, YouTube's platform stability is very iffy.
Yeah, I mean, if even Google can mess it up, who owns it.
Well, like I don't trust their thing to play nice with everything else.
Right. Yeah.
Even TubeBuddy has had some issues lately. vidIQ was feeling it a couple of weeks ago. Like everybody, like yeah, play nice, children, play nice software. Why can't all my software just get along?
You should put that on a shirt. Why can't all my software get up? It's too long.
Yeah, no one will buy
we'll
it.
Figure it out. We got to make it shorter.
Software. I mean, it'd make a better meme than shirt.
Maybe. Or a flag. We could make like a giant flag so you can put it in your. I don't know where you would put it, but outside on your front porch.
No, maybe I'd put like an official YouTube flag and the like.
You're gonna put a YouTube flag instead of putting your own.
Damn straight. YouTube for life, not for a season, not for a sub count, for life.
Not for a sub count.
Like and subscribe. See, like
that reminds
should be
me.
a shirt. That should be a shirt. Like and
subscribe. Is that not a shirt already?
I don't care. I'm taking it.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's trademarked, but I'm sure it's.
I mean, Graham has dislike, unsub. I'm like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah, so and subscribe. Why not?
Like and subscribe. Why not? Do it now. For No Assembly Pod.
Yeah. Actually, if you are listening, you should definitely like and subscribe.
YouTube.com/NoAssemblyPod every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or could be a little late, Roberto Standard Time.
Oh man, a lot of people, everybody is talking about TikTok today. That seems to be the topic of
is one of the questions in the about
TikTok conversation. I don't think we have any questions about TikTok. At least
okay, then we'll just talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. I want to definitely get to the burning questions of the top of the hour.
Let's see. Well, Nate says that he's terrible at coming up with questions, so he just wants to say hello.
Hi, Nate.
Let's see. This seems like a very long and complicated question.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Vinvincible says, yeah, it is good. If you wanted to get into the comic book audio retelling niche on YouTube,
yes,
would you go the route of variant and start with content that casts a wider net, or go the comics explained route and start with the niches down content?
I would start with the comicstorian and the comics explained. So I love Benny and I love Rob, what they do. So like shout out to Benny from Comicstorian and Eligible Monster, and shout out to Rob of the Rob Core and Comics Explained, and also the Superior Rob. So like two of my favorite like creators, been on the platform forever and pioneers in that niche. So I would go kind of a combination of, and I would kind of start in almost like the know your universe type thing, meaning I would start with explaining rather than single trade or graphic novels. I would go with explaining the lore of individual beloved characters, and I would also time that around events and releases and things like that. Like right now, knowing that there's going to be a Miles Morales game before the end of this year, I would actually, and knowing that Sony's making announcements around Spider-Man 3, the hype around Tom Holland, the hype around the Venom movie, all these things, I would literally probably start with a ton of Spider-Man lore and exploring individual comic backstories, not individual issues, not individual story arcs, but literally character analysis and basically video essays, like a video essay on the tragedy of Eddie Brock and Venom. I would probably do something about, the rise of Miles Morales, the Spider-Man for the modern age. I would probably do something about the tragedy of Gwen Stacy. You ever hear about the tragedy of Gwen Stacy? It's not a story Peter Parker would tell you. So I'd probably go more that route. That's probably like, I would probably start with character backstory because you have this huge catalog of beloved characters. I'd probably also do something to get out of Spider-Man stuff and literally just do a series called the Rogues Gallery, where I just talk about villains and different heroes, individual rogues galleries as a collective, but then also individual villains. And so I would come up with these different series of playlists, and that's the route that I would go. Then I would be able, building momentum off of that, to whenever there's a big comic book event for Marvel or DC, I'd probably be able to go that route. Also, it would be also fine to pick either Marvel or DC, because then, even though people like variety, if you niche down, there are people who are hardcore for either Marvel or DC and don't cross over. So you could either decide, oh, I'll do Marvel, I'll do DC. You could go that route, or you could do both. Benny tends to do both. Rob does both, but there are some people out there that do either.
And you would do all this on a single YouTube channel?
Yes. And you can. And you can because not everybody reads the same comics and stuff like that. That's why if you go strong on Marvel or DC, it could work better even with variety. But because your biggest drop-off is not going to be people not caring about individual comic book characters. It's going to be people not caring about Marvel if they're DC fans, and DC if they're Marvel fans. That's going to be your biggest drop-off. The smaller, but the good news is today, because people are just into superhero movies as a whole, and the video games have helped, then there's a lot of normies that'll just watch all of it, and there's people and there's normies who come into comics late, and there's also a lot of young people getting into comics on the internet, especially now that everybody's home. So you would usually be better off starting now, or even starting in the spring under normal circumstances, but we don't have blockbuster summer because of COVID. Otherwise I'd be like, yeah, but I still think it's a great time to do it, because you got people at home that are getting into it. You just had them wrap up. There's like a lot of YouTubers posting clips of like Harley Quinn and stuff like that. So there's plenty of opportunity, I think. So it's a good question.
Yeah, it was very thorough. Definitely the most thorough that I've gotten. So I will ask you. So this is a question that comes from RedRomina. Have you heard?
She's a long-time fan of the podcast. RedRomina is like an amazing fan of this podcast.
Have you heard the trailer for the audio drama podcast that I'm a part of?
I've not heard the trailer. Trailers are an interesting and new thing for podcast in general. I don't think we have a trailer. We should probably get on that. No, we don't. But
also because this is an audio drama, so it is a little bit more, lends itself more towards that.
But in general, podcasts have trailers now, which is a new thing, and I honestly think they took that from YouTube.
Maybe. I'm just voicing a character in this audio drama, and it's called The Great Chameleon War. So if you guys like audio dramas, then you should definitely check it out. It's weird.
Are we linking it in the description? Is it linked in the description?
We can link to it in the description.
And if you hit give it to me, I will tweet it out later.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So it's like a dream apocalypse. It's a weird fiction type thing where there's huge chameleons overrunning the earth, and there's a lot of weird science fiction type stuff.
Wait, so lizard men took over the earth?
Haven't they already, Roberto?
Bomb. Like, you know what would be like, you with a tinfoil hat on this podcast would go viral.
Listen, I will do it. I just bought. I have aluminum foil, which I bought. We'll save it. Oh, that's what we'll do. Audrey's not going to listen to this podcast. I know that she's not. She's not going to make it this far in. Next week.
She's not going to make it 20 minutes in?
You think she's going to? She's busy. She's adulting, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and next week we have to hit her up on the fact that they are remaking. They're doing a reboot, or they're doing
Wonder
a this
Years.
version of the Wonder Year. Like, yeah, are they doing that? How are they doing it? Is it going to be in the modern era, or are they doing it a reboot?
Right? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know where it's going to be set.
It's time for some research. Yeah.
I don't know where it's going to be set. I don't know if they've said.
I'm also
all they've
pissed
said
because
is
I
that
wanted
it's
to do it. I wanted to do it when I was like after I was rich. Like I wanted to, because like after I'm rich, that like I get to do all of the like, oh, I get to write the great American novel. I get to like buy my way into the film industry. Is like money gonna allow you to do it.
Right.
But no, I'm gonna check this out. Instead, I can back burner some of the audiobook stuff that I'm getting through to get deeper into this audio drama, because I think that's fascinating, and I've listened to one or two audio dramas before, and they're pretty tight. I like it.
Yeah, I just thought that was just for fun.
Yeah, no, that's good.
And then also because free promo.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so we've got from Aaron. He says, GoBots versus Mask versus Voltron versus Megazord. That's all he said.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised anyone else knows about GoBots besides me and everything like that, but Voltron all the way, especially if you've seen the new Voltron on Netflix and everything like that. It's definitely going to be it's going to be, well, let me put it like this. It'll be between Voltron and the Megazord, and screw Death Battle on that one. Voltron absolutely would wreck the Megazord, and I don't care how hacked the freaking morphing grid is. The morphing grid is freaking hacks. The morphing grid is bullshit. Okay? The morphing grid is bullshit. But Voltron, especially if you use the latest version from Netflix, which I think did a very good job. Yeah, Voltron will wreck everything for free. And that's the end of that one.
Wow, that was very
yeah, screw the morphing grid.
Definitive.
Yeah, screw the morphing grid. I love me some Power Rangers, but the morphing grid is freaking hacks. It is BS. Like, they conjure up any nonsense, they retcon any nonsense they want. Like, they like have no consistency in the power scaling the morphing grid. Power scaling Power Rangers is like the bane of every freaking nerd's existence, because of like they just like every season they make it more absurd. I love, and I have this really intense love-hate relationship with Power Rangers as a franchise.
I don't have as strong of an opinion. My emotions are not that strong towards the Power Rangers franchise.
Let the hate flow through. Let my hate flow through you.
No.
No.
Let's see. I got a question. I got another question too. This one's also from me, from RedRomina.
Okay.
Did you participate in any sports while growing up? That like
soccer,
competitive?
Soccer and track and field, and in track I was very competitive.
Like
Second
you went
team
to
silver all county.
Cool.
Also the leadership award for my team as captain.
And when you turned 18, when school was school was done, did you continue to do sports when you went into college, or
I went to community college, so not really.
So you didn't well, I mean, doesn't have to be tied with school, I mean, there's like
I like on my own just like stayed athletic, and me and my friends did Fight Club, believe it or not. I'm not even joking. We like literally
Roberto, what do you mean you did Fight Club?
No, we seriously did Fight Club. Like for real, we did Fight Club.
All right, can you tell us about it, or are you not allowed to?
The first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. I mean, them's the rules. I don't know, like,
right?
Yeah, but like, I mean, the most I could say about it is like, no, for real, we did Fight Club. Like every weekend we did Fight Club, for real.
All right.
For like a while, like in our late teens, early 20s, we did Fight Club. I think that's why I stayed in shape for as long as I did.
Were people getting hurt or?
Not in any serious, debilitating way that requires medical attention, but like, I mean,
I'm
like,
concerned about this now. I mean, you're telling me that you were in Fight Club.
I mean, when things got serious, people tapped out. I mean, duh. Like, you get serious, like it's like, hey, you're I can't breathe here. It's like, well, then tap out. like, you know. And all right, good. You tapped out. You're good here. Like, that's what we did. Man, I remember when like freaking Will got like double drop kicked in the chest. That was interesting.
Yeah. That sounds dangerous, and I can't say I approve.
I don't condone any of that. Like, I don't condone any of that. It's like, I'm not telling anyone to go out and start a fight club or anything like that. It's like, you know, I'm not telling anyone to join Project Mayhem. I'm not recruiting.
Yeah, let's make sure that we make that very clear.
And I'm slightly being sarcastic, but no, when we were in our 20s, we were dumb, and that was like, and the good thing is there was no social media back then, not really. So it's like, and so yeah, like, you had us, like, we were athletic nerds. We did Fight Club. We were in a military town. You know, we went to the gun range, all supervised, all legal, all the things and everything like that. And they, you know, and we were like, you know, my dad was a Marine, but I was like, we grew up in an Army town, and so like my friends were all Army brats, so that's always fun. But like, some of them actually joined the military, so like we did everything in a reasonably safe way, as much as like doing adrenaline junkie reckless things can be safe. But like, I mean, we're probably safer than Jake and Logan, but so
that's Roberto.
It's not saying the bar very high. It's not saying.
I'm shocked to hear this. It's a dark past, Roberto.
It's not that dark. It's like, it's really pretty damn wholesome. Like, it's not like we went out and robbed convenience stores or nothing.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you kept your these acts.
I was pretty lame. I was pretty straight edge. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. Like, my friends, and when I did start drinking and everything, like, my friends tried to like pressure me into getting drunk with them because they liked getting screwed up. They're like, get drunk and all this bullshit. I'm like, nah, I don't really kind of want to. And then when I got to the point where I got depressed and I started drinking a little bit more heavily, and they were like, and then they realized that it's like, I could be the life of the party, or I could be a total asshole. I could be a total dick to them. They were like, all right, we're not pressuring you to drink anymore. You're like, in fact, it became, hey, do you want to slow down? Or don't tell me what to do. Like, so then, because it's like, all right, either he becomes the life of the party and completely overshadows us here at the club, or he becomes a raging like dick and ruins our night. It's like, either way, we lose. Get him to stop drinking.
So I actually, I do have a surprise guest who would like to weigh in on this. So I'm going to let them come live, and they are going to ask their question live to you, Roberto.
They're gonna doke. All right, that's not what we agreed to. No, it's fine.
It's a surprise, Roberto. This is
I don't like surprises.
This is how it goes.
I hate surprises. Nah, fine.
Right.
I was supposed to pop in. You were like, where are you? I was like, I was gonna make an entrance.
Oh,
Audrey, the Owl Slayer returns to the podcast.
I made it. Sorry, I'm
abandoning her post.
You made it just in time, Audrey. Roberto is about to interview me.
Oh yeah, and you missed you missed me regaling Romina and the audience with my indiscretions in my troubled youth.
Yeah, I don't know what I just walked into. You guys were talking
You walked into Roberto's past.
Yeah, no, you walked into my misspent youth of my fight club that me and my friends
She
started.
doesn't know what that means.
Oh, that's right. It's before her time.
Wow.
And it's a shame, too, because the first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Is this a reference that I'm just...
Yes,
oh my God, she seriously doesn't know about Fight Club.
I told you that she
Dear
doesn't,
Lord.
and you're
oh my
talking about
God,
Fight
you sweet
Club.
summer
She
child,
doesn't
you don't know about Fight Club. Oh, dear Lord.
Stop trying to taint her innocence.
Let me look it up.
That's the entire
Don't
point of
look
this
it up.
podcast.
Don't look it up.
That's the entire point of this podcast.
Oh no, she's looking it up. All right. Well, while Audrey is educating
she shouldn't look it up
herself,
because it spoils the
That's what I'm saying.
Don't look at actually,
don't
Audrey.
look it
Do
up.
not look up Fight Club. Just watch it. Do not look up Fight Club. Just go watch it on Netflix or whatever. Do not look up Fight Club.
It's old enough where if you look it up, spoilers
It'll spoil
will pop
everything,
Just
and it's so
pictures of
good.
people.
No, just close the window. Close the window.
You don't want to see the pictures.
Close the window.
The pictures
Close the
will
window.
spoil it.
Close the window. Read
There's one
nothing.
picture that keeps popping
Close
up.
the window.
Just keep
read
making-
nothing.
Does anyone have a bullhorn? We need to make some more noise.
Closed it.
Closed it. Thank you. Go watch Fight Club tonight.
Isn't that on the list?
Okay.
Just watch it
I
tonight.
don't know. I need to update that list.
I've spoken.
Go open the list and add Fight Club. If it's not, I think it is in there. I think I put it in there.
Yeah,
if it's not in there,
just watch Fight Club.
I watched Back to the Future the other day.
Oh, finally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Marty.
I thought I had watched it, but I actually hadn't. Like
Oh.
when I was watching it, I realized I haven't. I've only seen clips and stuff.
What did you think of Back to the Future?
It was good. Whoever that doctor guy is.
Doc Brown, Christopher Lloyd. He's that actor in a lot of things. Doc Brown, Christopher Lloyd.
That's cool. And there's like 2 more.
Yes.
I don't know if they're good, but
Yes, they are.
They are.
It's a rare instance of
Yeah.
sequels actually being good.
okay. Well, I'll have to watch.
Unlike
those.
Jurassic Park.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Dang.
I went
Was,
there.
was that
But
an
I
eclipse?
will say
What's
that
happening?
I am a fan of Jurassic World, which may also be controversial.
I've seen that one.
I'm. Well, you've seen the original Jurassic Park,
Yes,
right?
I have.
Okay. You
Yeah, the
had
current
seen
Jurassic
World
World
and hadn't seen.
The current Jurassic
that would
World
be
franchise, I mean, but then again, it just could theoretically be my bias toward Chris Pratt.
That's probably it because I
Bad bias.
can't say that I am a fan.
No, I liked what they did with Dr. Wong as the villain. I like that. I like that setup. I like the cloning stuff setup, and I like the whole InGen is this like evil organization weaponizing genetics. Like that's the fascinating. Like the thing is, like InGen being a like genetic weapons arms dealing type entity. Like that's the more fascinating storyline to me than even the dinosaur angle of like that's the thing that I'm into with Jurassic Park. Like to be honest with you, I mean when I was a kid it was all about the dinosaurs, but like the God, it reminds me of We're Back, a Dinosaur Story right now when I mentioned that. But which I loved that as a kid so much. I actually loved The Land Before Time before they milked it to death.
You mean before they made it to number 15?
Yeah, Jenny Nicholson actually reviewed every single Land Before Time, and it was actually I love her content so much. It's like it's some of the best of YouTube, to be honest. But anyway,
Bless her for taking the time.
oh God, bless her heart for suffering so we don't have to. What was I saying though? Like,
We're talking about the appeal of
Chris
Jurassic
Pratt.
Park. For you.
I remember Chris Pratt when he was a relatively unknown, and back when he was a little out of shape, like getting a little overweight. He was a young actor on a series called Everwood, which you can watch on the CW Seed, which is actually really good. Very heartwarming, very pull at your heartstrings, many, many moments where you will cry. I think I've mentioned it on the podcast before. It's a really good show. A widower doctor hotshot from New York moves his 2 children to a sleepy Colorado town because his wife had childhood memories there, and she told him that they should go there one day, and so he decides to uproot their lives and to take them there after she's dead and to start over. And he actually ends up building an actual relationship with his children, having been kind of an absentee parent, even though he lived in the same house as them. It's one of my favorite shows. And interestingly, Emily Van Camp, who played Agent 13 in the Captain America movies, is also in that, and they play brother and sister. And it's funny that they both found their way from the CW, from this little obscure show that went like 4 or 5 seasons, to many moons later, both being in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That is so crazy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
So again, I mean, but basically what I'm saying is I watched Chris Pratt's early career when he was super young and was a fan of him then and thought he had potential, and it's just interesting to see how far he's come. And to also see his body transformation's amazing. His body transformation, when I say like it's night and day, you guys like it's night and day.
Yeah. No, it is.
Yeah.
Well, now he's Star-Lord.
Yes. I also, Did you guys ever watch Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Watch Parks and Rec. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. Audrey hasn't.
Watch Parks and Rec.
It's not going to say anything.
I mean, you can watch a few episodes, Audrey. It's just fun. You don't have to like.
It's amazing. It's wholesome.
Yeah.
You like it.
So.
Were there any more questions from Twitter?
No, I do not have any more questions from you because we're already 30 minutes in. Okay. So we're gonna flip this around, and you're gonna start asking some questions.
Okay.
And if Audrey wants to chime in and answer some of these questions now that she's in the.
These are Romina questions.
These are Romina questions.
Yes.
Or they should be.
I'll provide commentary.
When did you fall in love with Star Trek?
It was in.
She left the womb. She was.
No, it was in December of 2017.
Mm.
What happened in December of 2017? So you're a relatively recent.
Yeah. What happened was I started watching Star Trek.
What prompted this?
So the story behind this is that I've always had a little bit of Star Trek, just because it's so popular. My best friend growing up, her sister was a huge Star Trek nerd. So whenever I went to her house to hang out with my friend, like I just got Star Trek from that, but it was never like I never sat down and watched a full episode. I didn't really know too much about it. I just knew like some of the characters and I knew what they looked like. And I had seen some of the like animated series whenever she was watching it, but that was like it.
God, I remember that as a kid.
But aside from that, I didn't really spend much time invested in Star Trek. So there was this movie called Galaxy Quest, which came out. I saw Galaxy Quest in theaters because I was invited to go. And I fell in love with Galaxy Quest. And what's funny is that I had no idea that Galaxy Quest was essentially a non-Star Trek Star Trek film. And I loved Galaxy Quest as a standalone entity. And so when I was at a Comic-Con with one of my best friends, we were passing a booth with a bunch of like Galaxy Quest stuff, which is rare. It's rare because it's not, it's rare to see memorabilia for a comedy film. So yes. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, there's stuff here that's like Galaxy Quest related. That's crazy. And so he's like, yeah, whatever, Star Trek, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, what, you've never seen Star Trek? And I was like, no, I've never seen Star Trek. He's like, Galaxy Quest is basically a Star Trek comedy. And I was like, what? I had no idea. And I felt
like someone falling into Star Wars because they watched Spaceballs.
Yes, exactly like that. And I felt ignorant also because of the fact that I love sci-fi. I'm a huge sci-fi nerd, and I love Star Wars. And so I just felt completely ignorant, especially being someone who comes from film. And also the fact that there wouldn't be any Star Trek if it wasn't for Desilu, which is Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball.
Yes, Desilu Productions, yes.
Right. So I just like, there's so much of it that I was already connected to that it felt wrong that I hadn't tried to invest some time into educating myself on this entire franchise, which influenced so much of our real life today, right? And not just that, but also science fiction and just fiction in general and TV. Like Desilu Productions did so much when it comes to TV of how we think about television today.
Modern television.
So it was just a combination of all of those things, Roberto. So I finally was like, okay, I'm just going to start from the beginning. And I started with the pilot episode of the original series. And that first pilot episode was so hard to get through because I knew that the other stuff that came after was going to be better with the cast, like when they actually brought in William Shatner and everybody, because in the original pilot episode, none of those people were there.
Yeah.
So I was just like, this is so hard to get into because it's asking me to get invested in characters that I know are not going to be there.
Yeah.
But I got through it. I finally watched the first one. And then when I watched that second episode, which is really the first episode of Star Trek, with the cast as we know it. When I finished that second episode, I was hooked. I was just binge watching. I was like, next, like credits, next. I was just binge watching the entire, the original series. I just completely binged watch it because it was just so good. And from there I was like, oh my God, this is it. This has changed my entire life.
Wow.
And I've been watching Star Trek every single day since December of 2017, unless I'm traveling or something like that. But
that's commitment, and that's a big impact.
Yeah.
So it's like literally, and it's a recent development that really literally changed your life.
Yeah.
What is your
It's
favorite?
only 2017.
What is your favorite anime and why?
Roberto. All right, that's a tough one. I do like Code Geass. I was like super into Code Geass when I started watching that. I think it was just because of the culture behind it. It was very complex, like the story of it. It wasn't just like cute anime.
So did you get into anything from the Gundam series? Because Code Geass owes its everything to Gundam.
No. So I'm not like, I love anime, but I don't consider myself like an anime fan just because I can't.
So you don't consider yourself necessarily an otaku.
Right. Yeah. I'm just like, I just love anime and I'll watch it and I'll binge and,
But you're more of a casual fan.
I think so. Just because I'm very
find it hard to believe considering that you know what Code Geass is and that you actually know about Miyazaki in depth.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I don't, you know what it is, Roberto, is
Closer.
that like,
Yeah.
My thing about it is actually yesterday I was in a meeting and somebody asked me, are you a Star Wars fan? Like, oh, I didn't know. Are you a Star Wars fan, Romina? And I hesitated in answering because I get so scared in answering those kinds of questions because I've had backlash from like
You're not a true fan. Like, no,
right.
From
people who try to out geek me, and I'm like, I just like Star Wars.
That's the toxic part of the community that just can't let people enjoy things.
Yeah, I mean, I just like Star Wars because I get to. Look, I got my little Jedi braid. You know, I got my Jedi braid today, and like, it doesn't mean that I need to know like what type of starship so and so was driving when they attacked the whatever planet. Kind of like, I don't need to know that stuff.
I know that kind of stuff, but I don't think anyone's a lesser fan for not knowing that kind of stuff, because that's why I don't hate on Disney Star Wars the way a lot of other people do, and they want to say that they're true fans for hating on it. But there's other people who say that because they love stuff indiscriminately that makes them true fans, and I'm like, no, just being able to enjoy something and not take it, and you can know all about it, you can be emotionally invested without taking it super seriously or letting it make you aggressive or toxic. And so I don't think that you make somebody else's enjoyment of something or love of something, you don't diminish it by comparing it to your own. So like, that's why I feel about fandoms. That's like, I like non-toxic fandom. Right. It's like, but
that's why I hesitate with stuff like that.
I have a simple way to deal with toxic fans, though. Execute.
People are arguing over who's the biggest fan. Like, come on,
Audrey. It's a thing, and you know what? Audrey? It's really, and I'm not sure if this maybe played a role in me doing such a hard switch over to Star Trek. But I've found that anytime I've gone to, and I've been to a few Star Trek meetups and reunions and stuff since then, and I've found that every time that I've gone, I've been nothing but welcomed. And like, and nobody's like trying to out geek me. Like nobody's like, oh, like blah blah blah. Like, you know, I don't feel like I have to prove myself. And me telling people like, oh, I just started, you know, in 2017 is fine. Like everyone's been like, oh wow, that's so exciting. Like, have you seen this yet? Oh, just wait until you get to this point and blah blah blah. But like, if I told someone that I haven't seen one of the Disney Star Trek films, I haven't seen Solo. I haven't seen
like
Solo.
Star
yet.
Wars, yeah.
Right?
It's fine to have not seen Solo. I mean, I don't have any.
Well, yeah, but you know,
Why do
but that's my
Star Wars
point,
is
though,
so much
right?
more toxic? Like,
I
Star
feel
Wars
like
got toxic because of overgrown man children who can't
are tied to their nostalgia.
Yes, very much so, and did not learn the lessons that George Lucas tried to pass on to us.
Yeah,
the most important teacher.
Yeah, I mean that's really what it is. But I do love anime. I like Sword Art Online. I was super into Sword Art Online. At least
There's
the first
some toxic
few.
fans who are very adamant about which arcs make Sword Art Online trash, whereas I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fine.
But I just think it's cool. Like it's just fun. It's a fun concept, right?
Yeah, I like the
That's
concept.
why I got invested in it, because it's like.
Would you have been one of the noobs who got wiped out in the first 2,000 in like the first 2 months, or would you have been fighting on the front lines, or would you have stayed on the first couple of floors, like and helped like look after the kids that are like that were playing the game? What would you?
I don't know, Roberto. I think like part of me is, at least when I play video games, part of me is competitive where I do want to win.
Yeah.
But then sometimes if the story or if the environment is cool enough, I'm okay with not advancing to the next level. At least not right away. So I think it would depend on how I was doing in the game, like how I felt, you know? I don't know. I mean, that's kind of hard to say.
Would you have joined a guild, or would you have soloed like Kirito?
Again, I don't know. I feel like I would probably go alone, because I'm very much like a lone wolf for the most part, like in my own life.
We have that in common.
Like when I join other parties and I help them do stuff, and then I leave.
So you're a mercenary.
Sure. No, I just help other people. I help other people, and then, you know, I go my own way, because it's like, whatever. Yeah.
I have no idea
what would you do.
Okay, Audrey, there's
here's Marjorie, this is one that Audrey can appreciate. You win a Mr. Beast challenge for $100,000. What do you spend it on?
What do I spend it on? All right, well, part of it is going towards investment. Another part is going towards...
Let me rephrase that. Okay, it's a Mr. Beast challenge, which means he's going to make you spend it in 24 hours for content.
Oh.
What? And I can't... investment not fun content?
When you play in a Mr. Beast challenge, to even compete in the challenge, you sign an agreement to go ahead and to be part of spending it in 24 hours as a follow-up video as a challenge. And I believe that he covers the taxes on any of the
understand.
prices.
I understand what you're saying. It's like when he walked into like the Lego store or whatever, and he just like give people... Or it was a shoe store, I think it was. And he just gave people a credit card.
That was like one of them. But the other thing is, if you win one of the challenges, like last to leave or last one to take their hand off and everything gets the whatever, if it's money instead of a physical prize like a Lamborghini, if it's money, the next video is spending blah, blah, blah in 24 hours. And it's you go on a shopping spree. That's the content. So,
okay. Well... Can I?
All right. The rule in terms of investment, in terms of investment, he'll let you like keep 10% of it to put into investment and take.
Can I buy a house?
If you can find one for less than $100,000, sure.
Yeah, I can put a down payment, like $20,000, $30,000 down payment.
Okay, so there's 20, 30,000. All right.
Okay.
You got like 70.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
So 70K. You gotta spend it. But you gotta spend it. Remember,
Okay,
the guy
70K.
Mark who won the $1 million, he bought a house, but he bought it all outright cash. Like all
Right. Yeah. Of course he did. With $1 million, I would.
With $1 million, yeah.
All right. So 70,000. I would. Can I take a trip?
No.
You can't buy plane tickets?
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Roberto, I don't like these rules.
Look, it's a Mr. Beast challenge. You've seen the videos. You know how this goes.
You have to like walk into Best Buy and just load up.
Yeah. You got to do stuff like, you got to go do that. You can go get a car. You can get a car.
Okay. I will go get a Tesla with all the bells and whistles.
All right, so that's 30,000.
Latest Tesla.
So
all the bells and whistles.
So you got, all right, so that's about 40,000. You got 30,000 left.
Okay. I will get. Oh man. Can I donate some of it to charity?
Sure. Mr. Beast likes giving away money.
I want to donate 15,000.
All right, so
towards building a well.
All right. Well, actually, yeah, you get to build a well. Okay, cool. So like maybe charity water or something. Okay, dope. Mm-hmm. 15,000 left.
15,000.
15,000, and you're not gonna go buy camera gear?
I feel like Roberto's got a plan ready.
Listen, camera gear. What? Like camera gear? Okay, fine. I'll get
the new R5.
Okay, this is what I'll do. I'll probably get a camera, whatever camera I feel like getting, which might be like $1,000, $2,000. Let's cap it at 2,000, because it's probably what it's gonna be.
Okay, makes sense.
Right, an average.
You don't want like I don't blame you for not going out and buying an Ari Alexa. That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do any of that or a Red or anything like that.
I don't need it. Screw that.
Well, what I might get is maybe some good audio equipment, like for voiceovers type stuff.
Okay, so like maybe you go and you get
like a nice mic,
and maybe like a Rode,
some like sound stuff.
Procaster.
Yeah. Let's just throw another 1,000 into audio stuff.
Only 1,000 on audio. Audio actually, to get really good audio, is a little bit more.
Well, I'm not trying to produce like anything here. I just want like a better. My microphone cost $100. I just want something a little bit better.
All right, so $1,000 in audio. All right, yeah, I can see that.
$1,000 in audio. I record in my closet.
Yeah, so you get a Rode caster mic, and you get a Rode so you get a Procaster mic, and you get a Rodecaster Pro deck. Like Viper did.
Okay, how much is that?
So between the mic and the deck and probably your cloud lifter, that's probably about $1,200.
Okay.
But then you got that like top tier podcast level, like Joe Rogan podcast level audio setup.
Yeah.
And you get one of those boom arms like me, like the desk mount clip thing. That's like $100. So like, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we'll do that.
All right. So you've still got about 12,000.
12,000. A puppy.
A $12,000 puppy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a 12. I'll get 12 puppies.
Like, if you got a decent like puppy, like of the breed.
A decent puppy.
Hang on, a decent puppy with a good pedigree with the breed of your choice. That's probably $200. You still got 10,000. All right, sorry, no, not even like. Sorry, no, because you still have like 11,500 and something.
Okay,
so
Star
like
Academy is saying to go to Vegas, and I just want to reiterate that the rule is I'm not allowed to travel.
Hours. And you also only have 24 hours.
But what if you are
in Roberto?
Because it's Mr. Beast challenge time. It's, how
what
this
if you're
content
already
works.
in Vegas?
Roberto, Las Vegas is like 45 minutes away on an airplane from LA.
Where we are not.
Is Mr. Beast not in LA? I don't know where he
No,
lives.
he lives in Greenville, North Carolina, not far
Oh.
from where I grew up.
All right, never mind. All right,
Decided
scrap
not
that.
to- no,
I
he's
wouldn't
not
go to
an
Las
LA
Vegas
style
anyway.
YouTuber. He's not
I
an LA
wouldn't-
style YouTuber. That's
Well,
the
I
cool
wouldn't
thing.
go to Las Vegas
I
anyway.
mean, there are
so-
casinos in other places, aren't there?
No, all right. I'm not going to do casinos because F that.
That's wasting money.
But what I am going to do is I'm going to spend 1,000 on lottery tickets.
Okay, that's in a Mr. Beast fashion. That's here we go. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how much is that?
So you still
11,000?
have so you still have like $10,000 left.
Oh yeah, 10,000 because I spent $1,000 on a puppy.
Or pets in general. Yeah.
Pets in general, yeah, not just one puppy. I got a dog, and then I got the supplies for the dog as well.
You got the dog, you got the supplies for the dog, and you probably
Right.
got an aquarium and some very nice fish.
Ooh, I like that. All right, Vlogs of Peter says to buy meals for random people. I like that. I'm
So you
gonna
spend
do that.
$1,000. You spend
I'm gonna
$1,000.
spend $1,000. No,
Not
I'm gonna
9,000.
go. Yeah, I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna go to a restaurant and I'm just gonna buy everybody's meals. Whoever's in the restaurant at that time. I'm
That's
just gonna buy.
probably because people are self-conscious. It's probably you're still probably going to have 9,000 after that.
All right, so we're gonna go with 9,000. I have 9,000 left.
Mhm.
Oh, people are saying to buy people's purchases. That's pretty good. I could
some
go
more
get
content.
some groceries. Yeah,
getting some
I'll
more
get
content.
people's groceries.
All right, so let's say that's 2,000 because again, people are going to be self-conscious. People do not like the. Ironically, people do not past a certain point like to spend other people's money, and they're self-conscious and they don't like to look bad. Remember what happened when he was giving people the credit card? They were just like,
Right. Yeah, they're just like, what am I? Yeah.
So
Well,
you
whatever.
still
I'm
have-
still gonna do it. I mean, if
you
Drake can
still
do
have
it, I can do it
7,000.
too.
You still have 7,000.
Yeah. Okay, 7,000. Juan first says to stay a night in an expensive hotel. I have 24 hours, Roberto, so I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to a nice hotel. Gonna go to an expensive hotel, wherever it is that we are.
Okay.
I'm
That's
gonna
going to
get
cap out at
expensive
about
hotel.
$1,000.
All right. I'm gonna do dining in, room service in the hotel.
Let's say you went super extravagant, you would still have $5,000.
Okay, so $5,000 is what I have left. Audrey, do you want anything? I'm buying.
I want a puppy or a cat.
Okay, I got another puppy for. I got a cat because
That
we know
cost
Audrey
almost
wants a cat.
nothing. That cost almost nothing.
Okay, I know, but it deducts from the thing, Roberto. Why
Okay,
are you?
fine.
I
you
think you
have
should be able to
4,000.
buy plane tickets
You
because
have
Yeah, why can't-
4,500.
you don't have to go on the plane. Just buy the.
You have
Yeah, I can buy a plane
4,500.
ticket.
Okay, fine. You can buy plane tickets. Like,
Really, you tell me that now when I have
Fine.
$3,000 left, or however much I've got left.
400,
You could get, like, a ton of
4,500.
Okay, 4,500. Well, I was gonna buy an excursion to Antarctica, but now I can't because that's well over $10,000.
You could theoretically do. You could theoretically give away less of your money, and you could do that.
No, you gave me this too late in the game.
You could not go to a fancy hotel, and that would probably get you there. Then you could just not do the hotel, and that would make up a lot of your money.
Yeah, but then what about content? I'm gonna keep the hotel for Mr. Beast.
Okay.
He's the one who's paying essentially, so might as well.
So 4,500 left.
Okay, so 4,500. I'll probably still buy a plane ticket. I'll buy a plane ticket to, let's see, what's an expensive place? Japan. Plane tickets to Japan are pretty pricey.
They're not that expensive, honestly.
Well, right now,
So
they're
you'd
not.
have to. No, in,
Yeah, now
in
they're
general.
not, but-
No, in general. You can get 2 round trip plane tickets to Japan. Round trip probably would only cost you about 2,200.
That's exactly. That's expensive, Roberto.
Not for Japan. Like, I mean,
That's expensive. It's an expensive flight ticket. That's
Yeah,
what I was
well,
trying
I mean,
to.
when I say
No,
expensive,
I
I
mean
meant
for the
for what it
purpose
is.
of buying. No,
Okay, I
yeah,
mean,
I
for
know.
what
But
it
I'm
is,
saying
it's
for the
like,
purpose of. I was trying to think of what's an expensive plane ticket because, like,
yeah,
we
I
can
mean,
go to
plane
like
tickets.
Iceland for like $400. You
Yeah,
know, it's
plane
not
tickets to
expensive.
some, depending on how soon you book it, though, is how expensive it is. And like going to LA at the
Sometimes,
last
yeah,
minute, going to LA at the last minute is $800 from
yeah.
Atlanta. So that's
Oh
where,
yeah. No, I know it's
But just
crazy.
assuming that we get a good deal, especially right now.
But I'm
Like
not
right
gonna
now,
get plane ticket to Los Angeles. I'm gonna buy 2 plane tickets
okay.
to Japan.
So you got 2,500. Yeah, 2,500 left.
2,500. I will. I will. Oh man, what do I get for 2,200? Oh, I know. I'll get a monitor. I'll get a nice monitor for
Those
my.
don't cost 2,200. My expensive 49-inch ass monitor doesn't cost that. I guess you could get.
I can get a monitor for
get a
less
monitor.
than
All right, you can finish that off with a
2,200. What are
monitor.
you talking
You can get a
about?
Very
monitor.
specific.
You can get a monitor, a standing desk, and a custom PC with the remaining money.
I don't want a standing desk
You
or
don't
a
want
PC.
to. You don't want this. You don't want to be able to do.
No, Roberto, I don't want to be able to do that. I just want a monitor so that I can sometimes plug in my computer, which isn't often, and then
Okay,
also
then you would still have
to
about
play my
$2,000.
PlayStation.
Then you would still have about $2,000.
No, no way, Roberto. $200 on a monitor.
Oh, they've gotten super cheap.
I've been looking. I don't want a $200 monitor. I'm gonna get like a $300 monitor.
Then you'd still have like $1,800 left.
Yeah, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of monitors and then just give them out to my friends.
Okay. So you're just gonna give your friends Best Buy gift cards with the remainder.
Yeah.
Okay. That's that.
That was a lot.
That's that. That's like, yeah.
Well, because it's a lot of money. People think that like $100,000 is like whatever. It's
a lot of money.
It can go pretty far, you know.
I mean, you can't live off of it forever. Or nothing
No,
like
that's
that.
not.
People have this weird idea that they can live off of $1 million forever. Like,
no.
oh.
Yeah, when you do the math, it's
Oh.
Someone won the lottery actually here in
Most
Miami.
people win the lottery, go poor.
Well, there's a guy who won I think it was $1 million or something. He got over the $1 million. And it was a scratch off ticket. He got it off of that.
Sheesh. Yeah, I'm buying 1,000
here in
of
Miami
those.
like 2 weeks ago. And he's in his 60s. And I did the math. It, like after he like takes it out and stuff.
Yeah.
How much was it? I think it was like 800,000, something like that.
Yeah, after the taxes, it was like, because Florida's different, so yeah, he was like 800. He had like 800,000.
Right. Plus, he also just got it all at once, like up front, right? So
yeah.
So it came out to like 800,000 something. And like I did the math and I was like, wow, you know, that's actually really not a lot of money if he decides to retire now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not. I mean, obviously he will be pretty. He's gonna be fine if he like
with his Social Security and whatnot. Yes.
Right, exactly, with all that stuff.
But really, 800,000, and let's say he lives another 30 years, right? That's not like people don't understand that it's like it's not a lot. Like that's not in terms of lifestyle. If he lives another 30 years. To get by on that, he'd have to live pretty modestly. Like he'd have to live on less than, if he lives 30 more years, he'd have to live on like $25,000 a year. And people are like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. But he's gonna get older. It doesn't get cheaper as you get older. It gets more expensive.
Yeah.
It gets more expensive to take care of yourself as you get older. And you can't supplement your income and work as you get older.
Audrey is sitting over there and she's like, I'm never getting old.
Oh,
she's like, I'm never gonna get old.
I plan to stop at everything
old
like
sounds
that. I plan to stop. I plan
What's
to
that voice?
I plan to
That's
harvest.
your voice.
Like, you know,
Hi,
like all
I'm
those.
Audrey.
I'll be fine. I'll retain my youth. All those souls I've been harvesting will finally pay off.
Whoa, wait a second. What?
Wait, what?
Nothing.
I think we'll probably wrap up in just a few minutes here so that we don't go super over our time. But because Audrey hasn't said too much, kind of want to know what
Anything
her
at
input
all.
is. Or how about this, Audrey? How about you come up with a question for us? You can ask Roberto and me a question.
Putting me on the spot?
Yeah, you're
What else is
interviewing
new?
us now.
What else
And
is
you
new?
got 30 seconds, Audrey.
Oh my god. I need to come up with an idea.
All right. She's going to come up with an idea. That was a good question, though, Roberto. Asking me about the whole Mr. Beast thing. I've only seen some of his videos.
You have to watch the shopping spree videos. The like
Just because
spending
I don't really consume, or I try to not consume too much content, but
I agree. I understand.
but I have watched some of his videos just because they've come up, or you know, whatever, they got really, really popular. And then also because like I have friends of friends of friends, and so it's like it's just there, you know.
Yeah. I hear you.
But his videos are good.
Yeah.
And I like
I was
his
reacting
content.
to his 4th of July one on Twitch. With my Twitch reactions.
Did he do that?
He spent $600,000 on fireworks, and I spent like half the stream agonizing over the amount of money that is. Whenever they're like, this one cost this, which I was like, oh dear God, do you know what you could buy with that? Like.
So Star Academy in the chat says, I believe the calculation to live comfortably was 75,000 a year. So that depends on your lifestyle, obviously. So you would need at least 2.5 million just to live comfortable for the next 30 years. That's assuming like that you win the lottery, want some kind of financial.
$75,000 to live comfortably is respectable, and he's not
It's
wrong
pretty nice,
because like people like think that that's an extravagant amount of money. They haven't accounted for the fact that they're not eating as healthy as they can. They haven't accounted for how expensive eating actually legit healthy is.
Right.
They haven't calculated the cost of good healthcare coverage, actual good healthcare coverage.
Right.
They haven't thought out when it's not like when you can do it. They haven't thought out to actually address even just the baseline of actually being healthy, not stressing out, not denying yourself, proper self-care, buying proper self-care, maintenance and health stuff and everything like that.
Plus, if you're taking care of yourself, you're going to be lasting for a lot longer.
There's that too. Like living properly and healthy is expensive, and that's why people think that people who make a certain amount of money are privileged or spoiled or this or that. It's like, no, they just decide to stop eating like trash because now they don't have to, because most people, they don't eat enough. Most people who even think that they're doing all right or are making a certain amount of money, like if they actually did an actual health audit or got like a proper physical, they would find out that they are not getting nearly enough nutrients. They would find out that they're not.
You know what? This is actually a really great topic. We should definitely talk about just money and what it takes to live and stuff like that. Do you want to talk about that next week?
Sure.
I've got some stuff to talk about.
Oh,
food.
That's
for sure. I can definitely say
so much on that.
Food.
And also the cost of insurance and everything like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Well, Audrey, have you thought about what you're gonna ask us?
I have two questions. Well, I have two that I don't know which one to ask, but I'll ask this one because it's more relevant to what you guys were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But if you had to choose one, like book or movie universe to live in, which one would it be?
Shit.
One book or movie universe?
Yeah.
Do I have to be a normal person in that universe?
I don't know.
Like, because again, it's living in that universe is one thing, but being a normie in that universe is different.
Right. He's asking like, would he be a Muggle in Harry Potter? Or would he be a wizard?
Okay. No, you could be a wizard.
Oh wow.
Tough decisions.
Well,
Go ahead, Romina.
Star Trek has movies and books, but it's a TV show mainly.
You're getting too complicated.
Excuse me? Are you saying that I can't
The overall
Star Trek?
No, yeah, you can. This is a difficult decision, apparently. The silence as you guys are just.
No, I figured out my grand plan. I figured it out.
All right. Make it concise.
I live in the Marvel universe. But I also am like a tech genius. I'm not a tech billionaire yet, but I'm a tech genius. I live in the Marvel universe, and I end up designing an app that allows you to know, like, that alerts you, like a notification style app that alerts you when there's like superhero shenanigans and shit going down. And so then every wannabe Peter Parker is gonna have that, and all it's like the celebrity stalking app kind of thing that they had in like Gossip Girl. Like they just like, so like the alert system. So I would do that because then everybody's using my freaking app in the Marvel universe to get in on the superhero shit and to, like, you know, paparazzi that, and so superhero sightings. And I basically build apps like that and things like that because then I don't have to tangle with the supers, but I can still profit off of them. And I use that to begin to build my app building empire. And then I just find ways to market and make money off the backs of all of this super shit. And I use that to become a tech billionaire mogul. And I probably try to trick Tony Stark into mentoring me, or Dr. Doom.
Wait. So you want to be in the Marvel universe, but you don't want to be you don't want to be involved with the
No,
thing.
I just want to find a way to profit off of. No, I don't want to do any. I don't want anything to do with it. I just want to profit off of the back of it. I'd be like the jackass who came up with damage control to create the insurance agency that takes care of like repairing all the shops and buildings that are collateral damage whenever the Avengers do shit. Or I would figure out the licensing deal for the merchandise, since they don't reveal their identities. Then they don't get a, like, I would figure out how to license their likeness, and they don't want to reveal their identity so they can't sue me. I would be that guy. I would I would get the rights, and I would, like, you know, trademark the shit of every hero. I would trademark the shit of every single hero that doesn't reveal their identity and profit. And I would do that. And I would become a billionaire. And because if you're in the Marvel universe, and the thing is, if you're a billionaire, I don't have to play superhero, but I also, with that kind of money, could also just buy a bunch of superhero tech, and so I can just chill. I can just chill and know that I'm safe, I'm protected, I'm not doing any of that stuff. But I bought this, like, bought this invincible freaking force field. I would buy all the superhero, like, leftover scraps from their battles and stuff like that at auction, and I would have that. I would have all the memorabilia. I would have all these scraps, and I would also have built, like, some tech with all that money that basically protects me when all the superhero bullshit comes down. It's like I would invest most of my money into force field technology, and that would be how I make my money.
Wow, Roberto, this wasn't about how you make your money. This was about which universe are you going to live in.
I'm going to live in the Marvel universe because it's the one where I can make the most money and where I can also, you know, just chill in the cut. The Marvel universe is the universe where I become a billionaire.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was dang.
It's also, but here's the other thing. With all of that money, if the opportunity arrives to, like, maybe steal a superhero's powers because I have the money to afford that kind of technology, I can either, with that kind of, if you live in the Marvel universe, you could theoretically buy superpowers or buy immortality. So go to the Marvel universe, get rich quick off the back of all the superhero shit, and then buy your way into superpowers or immortality. It's not that hard.
Why not just be a superhero?
Because then I have to actually deal with having, like, an arch nemesis and people.
Then you'd have to deal with it, Audrey.
Like, whereas if you're a rich dude in the Marvel superhero universe, like, even the superheroes are kind of afraid of you, because the thing is, like, think about it. Norman Osborn is more terrifying as a billionaire than he is as the Green Goblin if he actually decided to just say, screw being a supervillain, I have money. I can be a real supervillain. And this time they can't arrest me for my crimes.
It's fascinating.
Yeah. So I would just decide that money is the ultimate superpower and act accordingly.
All right. Well, I'm probably gonna choose Star Trek.
Okay.
Surprise.
Although Juanfer in the chat, where is it now? It just disappeared. Well, he said that he would go into the Lego universe.
Interesting. Okay, I can see that.
Which is kind of cool. It's kind of fun. Now that does bring up another point, because I think that if I was going to pick a universe to be in, from a movie specifically, I think I might actually choose Spirited Away.
Oh, interesting. Why Spirited Away?
Because
that actually seems terrifying as a choice.
I know, but it's also cool. There's like frogs and like weird spirits and stuff, and
what?
And they got train tracks on water.
All right, if it's a movie, maybe if it's a specific movie, maybe I pick the Never-Ending Story, and I get to be the chosen one, and I get the Auron, and I get unlimited wishes.
Wow.
I'd probably might.
Was it not enough for you, Roberto, that you capitalized on the Marvel universe?
No, because if I go and I stay in Fantasia, I can like literally just be young forever, and I have unlimited wishes, and it's a world of pure fantasy and imagination. I mean, essentially, if you go to Fantasia and you have the Auron, you're practically God. So, yeah,
I mean, you're not wrong.
You're a childlike God for like forever.
You're not wrong.
And if you're bored, you can go back home and then do it again.
I think what it is I just like the bathhouse, and I like the appeal of that. I also like Kiki's Delivery Service, that seaside
you could
town.
Just build the bathhouse with money.
Roberto, but we're talking about a specific universe here that exists. Sure. Like I'm supposed to be, like it's already there. All I'm doing is showing up.
Participating,
right? Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like that might be something that's kind of interesting, because there's like magic and stuff, and it is scary. But it's also, I don't know. I like the look of it. I mean, Spirited Away. I love Spirited Away. So I think that definitely not Princess Mononoke. That is not the place where I want to be.
No, like as beautiful as all that. Like no, thank you. Like even if I could marry San, which would like be amazing, that would be like going through all that bullshit. I don't know. That's a lot.
Yeah, to ask. No, I mean
that's a lot.
It's like you're essentially dealing with real people. So
That's like that's a lot. That's it's a lot.
Thank you.
Like no, thank you. Like,
although having an encounter with the deer god would be pretty.
Morrow's
cool,
fam.
But,
like Morrow's dope.
Yeah,
like Morrow's like it's like
but I'm
Mama
not,
Morrow. Like
I'd like to live. I'd like to go into the universe and
be Morrow's child
and survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, being into a lot of these universes, like I said, like if I'm in Marvel, one of the first things I need is like, okay, I need money. And I need a way to protect myself from all these super-powered jackasses and not be collateral damage. Like, so that's my, like, but I also don't want necessarily upfront powers. So I'm going more the Tony Stark route. I'm like basically deciding to be my version of Tony Stark in the Marvel universe, but I don't have to choose to be a superhero. I could just choose to be Tony Stark and not be a superhero and just use money to do things and to make the world like better in some way, and also go also not get killed as collateral damage when all these super fuckers fight each other, because like that's the worst. Like, do you realize I can't understand why there are normal bank robbers in the Marvel universe or in the DC universe? Basically, you have to think like, I'm kind of like, imagine if Lex Luthor didn't care about Superman at all, and basically that's the route that I go. He never becomes a villain. All he does is like, I'm trying to advance human. Basically, like. Lex Luthor is like a version of Elon Musk if Lex Luthor never meets Superman. If Lex Luthor never meets Superman, Lex Luthor becomes Elon Musk.
You know what my first thought was for this question?
What's that?
Kung Fu Panda, the animated movie.
Wow.
Incredible.
Huh.
Wow.
That'd be amazing.
But have you seen the adventures of the warrior panda?
No, I have not.
Don't.
Did you guys read Warrior Cats?
I did.
No.
I did.
That would be an interesting one, but you'd have to be a cat. So.
Yes.
Well,
I'm surprised you guys didn't mention Harry Potter.
No, that's basic.
That's pretty simple. We go
It's
there.
great.
Yes, you're a wizard and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I become. We actually did this a couple of weeks ago already. It's like I become Defense of the Dark Arts teacher eventually.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Magic is fun. I think that's just like a given, right? Any universe that has like magic and stuff is gonna be pretty cool. But
like you may know this reference, Romina. Maybe I would live in the. Maybe I'd be in the anime wise. Maybe I'd be in the Fate Stay Night universe. And I don't know if you know that one.
Which is that?
Fate Stay Night. It's actually really good.
So
maybe you
did
could
we
watch
answer
the
your
abridged series
question?
because it's a comedy.
Did we answer your question, Audrey?
Yes.
What was the other question? Out of curiosity.
Well, it's kind of random, but
That's good. Random is good.
It's me like if you had to move to another country and live there, or like
Japan.
if you could, where would you live?
I think we should save that for another.
Yeah. Short answer: Japan.
That was easy.
I mean, it's a good one. I definitely think I'd have
Almost
to
a
think
zero
about
murder rate, so like, why not? Almost a zero murder rate. They love nerds. I'm exotic over there. I can go and the gamer culture is amazing. All the latest gaming and tech. I get anime upon release instead of having to wait. Like, yeah. And I get to probably do doper photography than anybody else. I go over there. I can blow up a vlogging channel pretty easily by just proximity. So, do that.
Nice.
All right. Well, I think we can probably wrap this up now, since it's been more than a few minutes since I said we were gonna wrap up.
Yeah, I've got to edit tonight's video before midnight.
Do you have an outro though?
Yes. Yeah. So we doing it?
Ready? Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the No Assembly Required podcast, a podcast where we talk about nothing and a wild Audrey Ember will appear. This has been filmed in front of a live YouTube audience. No audience members were harmed in the filming of this podcast, only the feelings of my co-host. Please listen to us at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and all places where podcast can be found and live here on YouTube to be part of that studio audience. Signing off are your host, Random Romina, a wild Audrey Ember, and of course your Dark Lord of the Internet, Roberto Blake. Thank you for listening to the No Assembly Required podcast. Please like and subscribe, as well as leave us a rating and review wherever podcasts can be found, such as Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Play, and of course Stitcher Radio, if anyone actually uses that thing. Thank you for listening. NARP!